Ronna Romney McDaniel, the RNC chairwoman, is finally getting herself worked up. But no, it's not over January 6th political prisoners or the grannies being thrown behind bars by Merrick Garland's DOJ for trying to protect unborn babies. No, it's because her buddy Kevin McCarthy lost his speakership in a contentious congressional vote just yesterday. Take a listen.
You blame Matt Gaetz and the rebels on the conservative side. Should they have not taken this step in their frustration?
I'm going to be a happy warrior like Kevin McCarthy, and I'm going to say, let's just get the business of the American people done. Let's get this speaker vote done. Let's make sure we don't have this motion to vacate so we don't have chaos again. We can't do this next year. We cannot do this and win. If this happens again, we are jeopardizing a very small House majority. What I will say to the individuals who did this yesterday, who were fundraising through the whole process, I really hope that every dollar they raise, they give to those 18 Republicans sitting in districts that Biden won, because those are the people who they put in jeopardy yesterday. When we're not talking about Biden, we are not winning, and we need to be talking about the failure of the Biden administration every single day and what we're going to do to make the lives of the American people better.
We hear you. Ronna, you said it. We'll leave it right there.
Now that clip is reason number gazillion and one as to why I can't stand Fox News. And also, as Kingsley Cortez, the daughter of Steve Cortez and the digital media person for the Center for Renewing America, jokes, Ronna McDaniel telling people how to win is truly something to behold. For those of you who know just how pathetically inadequate Ronna's ground game and litigation strategy is in the face of the Democrat political machines and community organizers on the ground, backed by Zuckerberg money, federal directives, and Mark Elias in the courts, then you get why Kingsley said what she did. Now, I'm sure McCarthy is a nice guy, so I wish him no particular ill will. I don't hate him, and understand the fear that this could jeopardize Republicans in vulnerable districts where Biden won in the 2020 presidential election. But come on, there's never going to be a perfect time to do what needs to be done. Is our republic dying, or is that just rhetoric Republicans pretend to believe whenever election time comes around? If establishment Republicans really believe that it's dying, then act like it. That means do something about it. Stop crying about the norms and decency that keep Democrats in positions of power and Republicans as the controlled opposition nipping at their heels. Fight, in other words. The Republicans who mouth the words the base wants to hear without actually doing anything serious about it are too much of a liability to have in office right now. I can understand the argument by those who want to remove McCarthy, but think that perhaps Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz went about it in the wrong way. But guess what? What's done is done. Time to get our heads in the game and to secure a strong speaker before Democrats use this opportunity for their own ends. I can't stand how Democrats, they always act in unison with goals in mind, while Republicans, we always sit around wide-eyed staring at each other about what to do next and fighting each other. I mean, we're finally on offense. Gaetz made this happen, so let's make the most of it. Joining us now to discuss is Luke Ball, the CEO of Mason Borough Strategies. Luke, thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks so much for having me.
Great. So do you think there's no use in complaining about the ouster now that it's done? Shouldn't the party be singularly focused on what comes next so that we don't lose our momentum here to Democrats?
You're exactly right. What's done is done. It's time to move on. Let's pick a speaker who's going to represent the interest of Americans, who's going to be able to actually carry forward a conservative agenda for the entire Republican Party. And let's find somebody who's actually going to make good on the promises that they say they're going to do to the American people and to the members of Congress who vote them in as speaker. Republicans have an amazing ability sometimes to completely fumble the ball when they get elected to Congress. You've seen generationally, decades over the last few years, how every single time Republicans get into power, they promise so much and deliver so little. That was the frustration under Paul Ryan. It was often the frustration under John Boehner. And so now when you see that some hardliners actually have the power to call the motion to vacate the chair under Speaker McCarthy, this is a little bit of a wake-up call, regardless of how you thought about how the speaker battle should have played out, or whether or not the motion to vacate should have been made, or whether or not it was the right time. We're now in a position where the Republicans were shooting across the bow already against Kevin McCarthy, saying, if you don't hold true to your promises, we're going to do something about it. And now it's time to elect somebody who also knows that the Republican hardliners and the folks who are really serious about the conservative movement are going to advance policies that actually work for the American people, instead of having decades of imbalance with our spending.